What's up, Capoeira fam? This is Mike Aquino again, and you saw the video 2 days ago, a simple sequence along with a few drills inspired by a few friends that couldn't make it to Capoeira class. So I figured I'd go ahead and finalize a continuation with the class that followed. And so we're gonna do a very similar sequence, but I wanted to add some variations to kind of show you how you could be creative within sort of the same structure along with a few other moves. So here, first I'm gonna show you the sequence, and that's your sequence. Now let's go ahead and slow it down a little bit for you to see it one more time. And that's what we'll be working on today. Now, I'll break it down a little bit more later on, but first, what I figured we'd start with is by working some drills, working on the specific moves that lead to that sequence. So, the first thing is I want you guys to Jenga. And so Jenga, and this class is not necessarily meant to be a follow-along class. This is meant for you to stop it. The video is gonna be way shorter, but you could actually stretch this video out for over 30, 45 minutes, depending on how many kicks you'd like to do. So, first Jenga, let that sink into you. Take your time, warm up with it. Take 2 minutes at least or so with it. And then once you're done with that, let's get into some kicking drills. The first kick that we have is the Armada. So last time we did it very similarly, and I'm gonna show you the kick. I wanna go into a little bit more detail of the kick. When you step over, you're gonna go 1, 2. Make sure you're still facing the person in front of you, your opponent. And then you spin around, lead with the shoulders, and then release the kick to land back in a solid base. So, as a drill, go ahead and do 10 of those. So you go 1, 2, boom. Try, make sure you land with a solid base, that your foot is not falling too far. For the sequence, we want to do that, but you don't want to get into the habit of doing that regularly because it leaves you vulnerable to sweeps. So here we go, right? Step, step, shoulders, leg, boom. And I want you to go ahead and do 10 of these on each side, so that way you can build it up. Once you're done with that, here's what we're gonna work on, is under control. So, as you can see from the sequence, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, you step back here, and then you dive, right? So, I want us to work on landing that Armada the right way. So I want you to have the control to go step, step, release the kick, and then land here, while your shoulders are facing either this way 100% or this way, but make sure you're not giving me your back. So, here, right? So, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Step, step, release, boom, right? Again, 3. Step, step, boom. One more. Step, step. Same thing. I want you guys to go ahead and do this 10 times on each side as we build it up for you to get the movement. Now, here's another drill that I want us to do, is we just did the Armada. Following the Armada, we're actually gonna do the Queda de Rins. So what the Queda de Rins looks like is you're gonna basically be in this position, and I want you to step down and come in, right? Before we get there, let's go ahead and do some drills to strengthen our shoulders and arms and find our center of balance for us to do the Queda de Rins. So here's how it goes. Let's first start from below, and we're gonna want everybody in a cocorinha position. Once you're in cocorinha, now remember, when you're gonna go to the side, your hands are facing slightly outwards from each other, and then your hips are gonna be on your elbow. Now, if you do things right, you gotta make sure that your elbow is above your wrist. You don't want it too far out this way because it could hurt your wrist. And if you got it too far back here, it makes it really hard for you to actually stay up. So try your best to find that point. And then I want you to come in and bring your knees into your chest and come back. So this one, let's go ahead and do it together. We're gonna do 5 on each side and then build it up. So we're gonna go, or I should say we're gonna do 5. Here we go. 2, bring your knees to your chest, and 3. Here we go, 4, and 5. Okay, so now we're gonna build it from a standing position, right? So from here, the way that you're gonna build to it is you're gonna basically lift one leg up and then teeter over. Go ahead and put your hands down. It's okay if you bend the leg. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna slowly fall into it and bring your feet in, right? And then come back down. Get up again, and you're gonna go teeter over, slowly fall, bring it in, boom. I want you to do 10 of these if you have the strength for it. If you're just beginning, maybe don't overextend yourself. Do maybe 5. Here we go, we'll do 2 more. Boom, and 1 more. Now, what I want us to do is to work on the transition from the Queda de Rins into a negativa for the meia de Compasso. What that would look like is that you would go down here, bring it down, and then you would extend the leg and then wrap it over to the front. And I actually want you to land it at a 45-degree angle so that you can step over once and come back out, right? So here we go again. You're gonna go here, go down, now stretch the leg, boom, 45 degrees, and step, right? We're gonna do it a couple more times. I want you guys to do it more times at home, of course. And you're gonna go down, in, across, and hold it. One more time. And if you can add expression to this, even better. So watch how I stretch, bring it down, in, and across. Nice. So go ahead and do several of these at home. Now, after you got that, let's go ahead and work on the following kick, which will be the meia de Compasso. And actually, because let's put a pause on that. Let's back up and run through what we've done so far, so that way you can have this as a building block for your sequence. And the way it'll be is you're gonna go here, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, we're gonna do the Armada, go all the way across, step over, and negativa, hold it. Right, so practice that. 1, 2, 3, Armada, step, Queda de Rins, negativa, boom, right? Now, let's go ahead and work on our meia de Compasso, which is the following kick. Now, this is a drill that we worked on last time, but I actually really like it, and I think it'll be useful for you. So, from paralela, I want you guys to go into negativa, step, and boom, meia de Compasso. Again, from paralela, now we're gonna do the other side. You're gonna go down, negativa. Make sure that you're on the ball of your foot. You're not with your butt on the floor. Ball of the foot, you're leaning forward, hand up for the fence, and then you're gonna be at a 45-degree angle. Step once, step twice. As you get up, I want you guys to be blocking when you're coming around here, right? So do 10 of those on each side, and then you can add a jenga to it to make it more challenging. So here we go, it will be 1, 2, 3. You would step to paralela, do negativa, step over, and just come up with a solid guard. 2, 3. Negativa, step over, come up with solid guard. And that's how you build up for the sequence. Now, let's go to the next move and the next drill. So, let's see. We do meia de compasso. So this would be something that you could do as well from home. Would be to add the meia de compasso for extra work. So we go 2, 3, go 1, 2, boom. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and right, 2, 3, and 2, 3. Boom. Make sure you're landing a solid base, that your back heel is not opening up, that you're actually staying up. If you have the heel down, it opens up your heel, it opens up your back, and it leaves you vulnerable. Now, what's gonna follow on that sequence is after we do the meia de compasso, we're gonna basically go meia de compasso, land. I want you to land in a solid base, and then you're gonna do esquiva recuada, which is escape to the back. Now, this escape is not one where you need to get away too much. To me, this is kind of an elegant escape because it's simple. It wastes very little energy, but it gets you far enough from the kick so that you can be responsive and give a good counter. So as opposed to going all the way here, I want you guys from a solid base to go back to esquiva recuada. Now notice how I'm using my arms to give me that speed that I need to switch from one side to the next, right? So that's the drill that I want us to work on right now. For the esquiva recuada, I want everybody in a good solid base. We're gonna do this one together. It's short, but you'll feel it. So you're gonna be here, and you're basically gonna pivot back to esquiva recuada. There should be an almost straight line between your shoulders and your feet, and you're here blocking tight. I don't want this arm over here, because otherwise it exposes you to get hit. So I want you right here. So you will go, here we go, 1, 2. Notice how my arms are the ones that are actually leading. Here we go, 2. Now let's add some speed. We're gonna do 10 of these on each side. So here we go, 1. Here we go, 2. Back, 3. Back, 4. Back, 5. Back, 6. Back, 7. Back, 8. Back, 9. Back, 10. Nice, good job. Switch sides. Here we go, 1. Back, 2. Back, 3. Back, 4. Back, 5. Back, 6. 7. 8. Losing my balance. Here we go. 9. Last one. 10. Back. Nice. So that helps when you're in a roda to get away fast from my kick. And just as a general concept, remember a lot of the motions in capoeira start from your hands to your shoulder, torso, and then they carry down to the legs. Whether it's an armada, whether it's a queixada, watch how my hands are leading and how I'm using them as a counterbalance and also to carry the motion. So, I felt that one. So feel free, of course, make sure you stay hydrated, take a drink of water if you need to stop. Now, from there, let's work on queixadas. So here's the other drill that we're gonna do. From paralela. The queixada is the kick that is, in English I would call it the outside crescent kick. And I want you to just practice it from here. It's a kick that comes from the word queijo, meaning chin. So queixada means basically a kick that's meant to kick the shin. And so you're aiming for this height. If you have the flexibility for it, I want you guys to aim for it. And I want you guys to, same thing, do a drill of 10 queixadas from this position. So you go here, go 1, boom, 2, boom, 3. Notice how I'm using my arms actually to lead the motion down to my hips. I'm not putting that much tension on the legs. I'm actually letting the body carry them. Now, I want you to do either 10 total or 10 of each, depending on how much of a badass you are. Now, if you're not even, you want to challenge yourself even more, let's go down to a lower position, kind of a horse stance. In a paralela, my feet are slightly wider. My feet are slightly, I should say, pointed out as opposed to fully in. like the karate horse dance. And so you would go here, boom, boom, dos, boom, tres, boom, cuatro, and so on and so forth, right? Now, after you get those done, then we're almost there for the full sequence. But I want to go ahead and put some of the pieces together so you don't get so lost. So, last time we left off, after finishing the meia de compasso, now let's go ahead and rejoin with the meia de compasso, and we're gonna work on the queixada. So, the way that it would go would be basically from here, you're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Now watch what I'm doing. I'm including that esquiva recuada, and now we're gonna do a queixada after the esquiva recuada. The way that one works, most of you guys know this, but for those of you who don't, you're gonna step over one here to open up the space. You're gonna cross the leg, and then you're gonna lead with the shoulders, boom, to do your queixada. So to practice it, you would go esquiva recuada, step, cross the leg, boom. Make sure you're landing in a base, that you're not landing open just yet. Then you do your esquiva recuada, boom, boom, boom. There, boom, boom, boom. And do 10 of these guys, right? So, boom. Now make sure you guys are not skipping on doing your Jenga base. I know many of us do that. That's how I actually got swept a bunch of times, right? Boom. So land here, step, cross, boom, step, cross, boom, right? Same thing, do 10 of those. Now you're building. At this point, if you've done all the drills at least 10 to 20 times each, you're feeling it, good job. Now, to finalize, we're gonna add one last little move. And we're debating on the name of this one. So I'm not the best expert at the name of this, I've just done it. But I believe we're gonna call it a negativa para trás, meaning a negativa to the back. And the way that move looks like is the final move of the sequence. It's gonna be this baby, where you're here, boom, boom. And it's an easy way to get away from kicks that are coming your way, right? So, here's the mechanics of that, to slow it down. You're here, what happens is, you're in your solid Jenga base. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start pivoting this knee over. My hips are leading here, and they're actually coming down to sit on top of my heel, and I'm on the ball of my foot. I'm still watching my opponent from here, and then I quickly turn over, and then step over once, boom, to solid Jenga base. Now, to do the other side, we'd be here. So same thing, slowly pivot over, and then you're gonna go down into that heel. Now, you're still looking at your opponent, and then you switch sides, and boom, to solid Jenga base. Now, practice that movement slowly, several times here. Now, here's one mistake that some people do. When you're here, it's easy to be tempted to come back here and then bring it down. I don't want you to do that. I want you to be quick with it. So that means you have a counter kick coming your way really fast. So the motion of the hips is that supposed to go in here and then down. I want it to go basically straight down. So from here, I'm just pivoting and I'm just gonna sit directly on there. Now, whenever you do a negativa, never a straight leg, it's because it leaves you prone to an attack that could mess your knee up. You're gonna be slightly bent and block. And then you step over and Jenga, right? So we're gonna do the other side, same thing, slow, boom, right? And then step over, boom. So I recommend do that slowly at first, and then do it from a Jenga. So you go here, 1, 2, 3, right? Again, and 2, 3, nice. 1, 2, 3, there we go. 1, 2, 3. I lost the track. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Now, notice I'm also using my arm, much like with the esquiva recuada, to give you the speed I need to spin around and step over all the way. Whew. I'm feeling that one. Now keep in mind, I want you to do these at least 5 times on each side for a total of 10 times, so you get the motion. Now, let's go ahead and start putting the sequence together. So, we already did the first part. Now let's work on the second half, which is gonna come from, right now, we're gonna do, let's see, esquiva, recuada, queixada, and then that last negativa para trás. So from here, we're gonna go here, esquiva, recuada, step, cross, queixada, and then bring it into, boom, or negativa para trás. So let's see, other side, here we go, esquiva, recuada, negativa, negativa para trás, boom. Here we go, and 1, 2, 3, esquiva, recuada, 1, 2, 3, boom. Nice. Again, and 1, 2, 3, esquiva, recuada, queixada, boom, up, right? So, work on that now. Do it about 5 times on each side, and then we'll meet you for the final part of putting it all together. Now, hopefully you practice that second half, and now let's go ahead and bring it all together. So, we're gonna do it slowly at first. And here we go, 1. Let's do it together. 2, slow down, 3. You're gonna step 1, 2, armada, bring it all the way back here, and then from here, you're gonna give me a nice line to negativa, and then you're gonna step over, meia de compasso, all the way back to a solid base. From here, you're gonna do negativa para trás, boom, boom. Nice. Here we go, other side. And 1, 2, 3. Step 1, 2, armada, all the way back here. Make sure your body's facing still this way. And now, I want you to give me some expression as you do this move. So, stretch and bring it in as tight as you can. And then step over 1, boom, negativa, hold it, 2, meia de compasso, solid base. And now, esquiva, recuada, step, cross, queixada, 2, and negativa para trás, boom. Now let's do it a little bit faster. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, boom. And queda de Heen, negativa, meia de compasso, esquiva, recuada, queixada, and negativa para trás. Good job. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Here we go. Show me some expression while you do that queda de Heen, and whew, losing my breath. If I'm tired, you must be really tired at this point. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Nice. Well, last one. 1, 2, 3, and I'm feeling that one. I still want you to go ahead and practice that at least 5 times on each side for a total of 10 times. And that's how you make a practice from home. So anyhow, I really appreciate you guys' support, my friends. I'm happy that you guys are taking advantage of this at home. For those of you guys on YouTube from all over the world that are sending comments, I really appreciate it. So subscribe, like, please tell me what you're working on. Please tell me more of what you'd like to see. I'm kind of curious because right now my brain is working on the next video, so your help and your input will help. So anyhow, keep going, let's keep on spreading capoeira around the world, and ashe!